Today we are discussing something very special topic which is part of the paper 3, and sometimes the topic also come under paper 1 in the geography part, but it is largely comes in the paper 3. Nowadays India is producing large number of food grains and horticulture and number of variety of commodities, but we are not transforming in the proper food, and there are number of commodities which are in perishable in nature. For example, if you take the milk, if something cold storage is not present, what would be happen? Then that would be wasted. So there should be cold storage facilities or something is required for the after few days also you can use, after few months also you can use. Not only milk, if you take the meat, cereals, fruits, for example, mango fruit comes in the summer season, but now we are taking in the winter or rainy season also. How? Because the mango from the raw material to in consumption in the long term, by increasing its shelf life, as well as quality also. The topic is here food processing sector or food processing industry. You can see the food processing industry, the raw material which converts from the raw to consumption by the chemical and mechanical process. For example, if you take the mango, whatever you are taking, the juice, storage, soft drinks, all are comes under the food processing industry. So this food processing industry is sunrise sector. What is sunrise sector? Now this sector is emerging in the market. Of course, it is already developed in the developed countries. When it comes to the developing and underdeveloping countries, the sector is having too much scope. If you take India, the food processing sector developed below 10% only. Of course, we are one of the largest producer of the food grains in the world. If you take fruits and vegetables, banana and other things, we are the global number 1. But when it comes to this food processing sector and storage for the cold storage in the long term, we are almost 20 below. So to encourage this sector, Government of India also brought FDI policy, foreign direct investment policy, exclusively for the food processing industry. So here 100% FDI is allowed, and there are number of the government initiative also taken to boost this food processing sector. So before that, I will be showing some slides, so you will be having some kind of perspective towards the food processing industry, and you can understand very properly. See, in our topic we are going to discuss these some of the things: India's food production, key facts. So 20 agro-climatic zones, 15 major climates, and milk, vegetables, some of the largest in India, first, second, third. So you can substantiate this topic in essay also. When you are writing essay, so this topic also helps you in the food process, in the food sector. In green revolution also you can use it. And doubling of farmer income by 2022 as recommended by Ashok Dalwai committee, you can also add here. And Government of India initiative Sampada scheme, you can also add this point in the Sampada scheme. And SDG goal, one is sustainable development goal. The goal one is poverty and second is hunger and nutrition. So we will be discussing these things step by step. So this is very important topic for your mains and prelims also. So just if you listen this class very properly, in future you need not to read. I am giving guarantee. Just understand the things. This might be in the exam 10 marks or 15 marks question, depend on the year. So just you listen the class very carefully and we will be seeing slide by slide. Then the previous year question, define food processing. What? Define food processing. Explain the significance. This is the core point. First here, define food processing and explain the significance and challenges. Challenges in food processing industry in India. One is significance and other one is challenges. So, and in exam also it also come like opportunities also. Challenges, problems and prospects also in the future. Or the question might come, what are the steps taken by the government of India or the state governments to boost the food processing sector in India? It might also come. Right? So you have to read and listen this topic very comprehensively rather than just sticking to only the significant and challenges. You have to know other aspect also. So that once you master over this topic, you will be having 10 to 15 marks in your hand. At least the 10 marks question, you have to score at least 6 marks. 15 marks, 7 to 18. 7 to 8. That is the maximum score. Then, so some of the slides I will show you here. Classification of food. So what comes under the food processing sector? One is primary and second is value added. Here in the food processing sector, there are, you can packaging and grading and storing and value add. Okay, what is packaging? It comes under in the primary sector. Primary sector here, food processing primary sector, just you are packing. In the second one, the food processing sector having some value addition. For example, sometimes you will be buying milk in the market, especially dairy sector, and when you go dairy shop, what happened? Tone milk and double tone. See how they are grading the milk. And rice also 30 rupees, 40 rupees, 50 rupees, like that. Again there is a grade, basmati rice and non-basmati. Of course this is the to make difference. Again here also grading. Based on this grading you will be spending for that commodity. If some quality goods is there, then you will be paying more because grading is high. If very something rotten, you will be paying very less. Sometimes you will be giving or paying that second hand. So you will be bargain. For example, 10 lakhs commodity in you are buying in the second hand. How much? Around 2 to 3 lakhs. Why? Here again grading. Because of course this is one day also. For example, yesterday you bought and today you are selling. The cost of the product will be come down. The reason already it transferred hand. So in this topic we will be learning all these matters. Okay, first one packaging, then grade. You have to grade, give the rank. This is this quality 1, 2, 3, 4. based on the quality, not quantity. In India, we prefer more quantity than the quality, but in recent years, we are preferring more quality because of urbanization. The consumer behavior also changed and choice also increasing. Okay, in such a condition, after grading, then storing. How can you store? For storage purpose, you need like cold storage facilities or godowns or any other facility. For example, you produced something commodity and processed it, and you have to store long term to get that money. Otherwise, what happened? That will be wasted. So when it is wasted, that will lead to inflation. That will lead to inflation. When inflation increases, what is inflation? Increasing the prices of commodities, that is goods or service, goods and services. Deflation means decreasing the prices of commodities. Inflation means increasing. Increasing goods and services is called inflation. Deflation, decreasing the prices of commodities. Here, inflation also related with the food prices. If you take in India, India is producing, for example, if you take 100% of the commodities producing in India, especially the food grains, out of it, 30% of the food grains is rotting or wasted because lack of proper storage facilities, lack of proper management, inadequate technology, and lack of skilled manpower also. Of course, corruption anyway, that will be prevailed. We should bring down that. Okay. So some of the things we will be discussing. Then value add. If you take mango, the mango will be 10 rupees. After processing and adding value, that mango, that processing food will be the juice comes to 30 rupees. You have to pay 30 rupees. See, from 10 rupees to 30 rupees. So you are adding value and enhancing the nutritional value of the product, and by increasing the shelf life. By increasing the shelf life. So in such a condition, these are the primary things in the food processing sector: packaging, storing, grading, and value adding. Then food processing. This is the definition: transformation of raw material into food. You are using, consuming by physical or chemical means. And the second slide, I will be I am showing this slide so that you can understand. Food processing in a nutshell, different stages of food processing. Then methods of food processing. Earlier, how we are processing this food. Earlier we are using primitive methods, very primitive methods we are using. Pickle, in the Indian culture, we make the pickle by using the primitive culture, the traditional practices we are doing. Now it has been technology updated. Okay, so how this traditional and novel methods also playing vital role in the food processing sector, we will be discussing. Then food processing industry in India. Then structure of Indian food processing sector. What are the which sectors? Small, medium and large sector. See, last time in the mains question, how the small food processing sector playing vital role to generate the employment generation. For the employment generation, how this small sector food processing industry contributing. Okay, so here medium, organized and unorganized sector also. If you go in the villages, remote areas, unorganized sector prevalent. if you go in the urban areas, organized, they will be enrolled with the government, they will be availing the loans with the from the bank, and they will be insured also. If you go in the villages, they are not having proper money, inadequate technology, and they don't know information where to sell. Even the quality of the product or processed food also very quality, but they will be getting in return the price very less. Again they are cheated over there. So here some of the things we will be discussing. Next, classification of food processing industry: primary processing, secondary processing, and tertiary processing. Just before I mentioned that primary packaging, secondary is grading, storing. In the tertiary processing, you are adding value. Adding value meaning here you are adding some nutrition and shelf life so that it will go longer time. So you are using in this condition. Then primary processing, just before we explain, we will be discussing that. Then sector of FPI, food processing industry. What comes in the beginning only introduction class, I said that sector of food processing industry. What comes under food processing industry? You can see cereal, fruits, vegetable and processing, and edible oil and fat. 1, 2, 3. Cereal, fruits, edible oil. You can classify whatever comes. Then meat. Then consumer good processing, sugar processing, then marine processing, meat and poultry processing, then milk processing. Those you are bringing into food processing sector by adding its value, so that your doubling of farmer income or country's foreign exchange reserves will be increasing. When you are exporting to the other country, you will be earning the foreign exchange currency. What happened? Your foreign currency will be increasing. For example, you are exporting. When you are exporting, you are getting 70 rupees. You are getting, for example, in India 65 rupees. When you are exporting, if prices increases 70 rupees, so you will get $1. Getting that dollar and giving to RBI 70 rupees, 5 rupees you are getting here extra. Earlier 65, now 70. So you are getting revenue also by exporting, because there are huge demand at the international level, especially in the western countries and developed countries and America. Indian products are very demand, but we are not adding value. If you add this value, our migration in India, migration will be come down, disguised unemployment will be come down. How migration will be coming down here? Now in the rural area, more people are depending on the agriculture, so there is no demand for the here. Demand is more, supply is less. So what happened? It leads to disguised unemployment. What is disguised? For example, agriculture sector, for example, in 1 acre, 6 people is required, only 6 people, but 6 workers are required. Now you are using 10, so 4 people are here, 4 workers are extra. If 6 people are producing 10 quintas, 10 tons, 10 people also 10 tons. Even added 4 member also, the output is also same, no increases. Here marginal productivity is very low or negligible. But you are keeping these people in the employment, but rather here productivity is not generated. So this is called disguised unemployment. Already previous prelims question. And how migration? More large number of the people depending on the agriculture. In India, over 50 to 60% of the people depending on the agriculture. Our economy hinges on the agriculture based only, right? That's why we are calling monsoon our finance minister. Actually, we are regard this monsoon as a finance minister. If monsoon is good, because large number of the people in India depending on the monsoon. If monsoon is well, then secondary sector is good. If secondary sector is good, then tertiary sector. So that is interlinked. That is interlinked. Then food processing demand drivers. What are the drivers of the food processing? Now, increasing the population, urbanization, consumer behavior and choice increasing, transport and marketing facilities are increasing, cold storage facilities are increasing, international level, from international level, for example, if you take in India today, pizza and burger is very demand, that is also food processing. Because here choice is increasing. When choice is increases, every sector will be developing. So here, especially in the food processing sector, it contributing, it generating employment over 15 million people, and indirectly, directly over 15 million people, indirectly over 37 million people, directly over 15 million and indirectly 37 million people. By 2027, there is a report, the food processing sector will be adding additional 10 million jobs. So it is a sunrise sector. But this sector should be having the backward and forward linkages. What? Backward and forward linkages. What comes under the backward and forward linkages? For example, this is forward, this one backward. Backward is you are connecting your sector with the farmer, and forward is with the market. Market means here consumers. If you are taking these two steps, backward and forward, farmers is backward, forward is farmers, forward is market. Here market means consumers. If you take this industry to the consumer, then this sector will be developing and this sector will be contributing to the GDP and generating the employment and reaching the SDG goal also. Then see, demand drivers, functional foods, fresh processed foods, changing lifestyle, whatever helping this food processing industry, you can write in those category. Here you need not to be confined to these points. If you are feeling you are having good points, you can also add in this food processing drivers. Okay, in next slide, advantages of food processing in India we will be discussing. Then food processing key opportunities. Okay, you can also add the here government initiative also we will be discussing. Then government, same again added here. Fiscal incentives. When food processing sector develops or introduced or placed in particular geographical region, you have to give some incentives, either income incentives, fiscal incentives, or land or power, providing marketing facilities, road. Land is very essential. If you want to establish mega food processing industry in the urban level, what would be happen? There is a shortage of land. You don't have land very much, in the 500 acres, where will you get in the city? In urban area, you have to go in the periphery region, because the central area will be having land cost is high. You don't get 500 acres or 100 acres over there. Again, you have to go outside of the city. From outside city to bring the commodities to internally the central place, again the transport charges will be increasing. When transport charges are increasing, the cost of the commodities also increases. You got it? Then we will be doing customs duty also. For example, you are importing some of the raw material. For example, palm oil. You want to bring raw material from the Malaysia and Indonesia, but there is a custom duty. You want to processing that palm oil crude here in India, but there is a custom duty. Custom duty when import and export takes place. So here custom duty also should be come down. It should be reduced so that this food processing sector will be developing. For this topic, you need to have clarity. What are the steps, significant challenges, government initiatives. As a citizen, what you want to do to contribute this sector. For example, government recently, Prime Minister of India said, buy local goods. Because when we are buying foreign goods, we are losing our foreign currency. Again, that is impacting on the foreign reserve. If you buy Indian good, our farmers, those producing, they will be benefit, and they will in turn, they will provide employment opportunities to other people. Our farmers will be, their income will be doubling as by 2022. There is a huge malnutrition in the country. Anemia prevail, stunted growth, wasting, other factors are hindering the development of the country. But there is a nutritional requirement is essential. But the population, see nowadays over 135 crore Indian population, most of the people are working in unorganized sector. Unorganized sector contributing the GDP, but this sector is not getting proper incentives. Okay, we will be discussing. Then major challenges we will be discussing. Now, here in this from begin I will take this one, in the proper manner. So we'll start. Now slides just to show you, then we'll be having on every topic. Food processing sector, here agriculture contributing to the GDP 14%, and subsidiary sector, okay, subsidiary sector of the agriculture is contributing around 2.5 to 3%. So entire this agriculture and subsidiary sector, how much they are contributing? 16.5 to 17% to the GDP. Over 50 to 60% of the population depending on the agriculture. But this food processing industry generating employment opportunities over 15 million and indirectly 37 million. So what are the challenges in the food processing sector? What are the challenges in the food processing sector? So what could be the challenges here? Challenges. One is inadequate technology, lack of training, and inadequate investment. Allocation of the fund for the R&D, research and development is very low. R&D, research and development is very low in the food processing sector. If something development goes in the Western countries and India is importing immediately, again here you are losing foreign currency. So try to government of India should take steps to invest in the R&D and give incentives to the food processing sector, that is sunrise sector. because India's population is increasing, income is increasing, purchasing power parity also increasing. So there is a huge demand for the processing foods. And one more, what could be the other problem? Challenge is outdated technology, supply of power erratic. Sometimes power will be there, sometimes then gone. If you take monsoon rainy season, if too much rain, then what would be happen? 1-2 days no power. Again you have to shut down your industry. Not only in the monsoon period, in the normal period also, this sector is facing too much problem. And bureaucratic problem, sanitary and phytosanitary also. In India, the farmers are using pesticides and fertilizers in the agriculture sector and in the aquaculture also. Some of the countries, for example, the Western countries, returned our fish and prawns because they are taking some steps by using to stop Indian products, sanitary and phytosanitary measures, which comes under the WTO category. They return it. Even from the Andhra Pradesh fishes gone to this northeast state, they also return the fish because having some pesticides in the fish. Obviously they are having right, because at the end of the day their people is very important for them. Okay, life is very important than the material. Then sanitary and phytosanitary measures. Then what could be the challenge? Challenges inflation. And whatever comes in the news, you can write in the challenge. Then to overcome these challenges, Government of India taken some steps. What are the steps? One is Sampada scheme. This Sampada scheme for the agriculture and marine products and cold chain facilities, cold storage facilities, mega food parks, giving loans to the people, priority sector lending. Government of India also taken one step here, allowing 100% FDI in the food processing sector. You can write here in this context to overcome some of the steps taken or initiative taken by the Government of India. Single window clearance also. Within 15 days, your sector will be given all the clearances. Otherwise, it is deemed to be clear. So, these are the some of the steps you can write. Sampada, integrated child cold chain facilities, mega food parks, single window clearance, you can write. And power supply also increasing, transport facilities also increasing, and incentive subsidies also giving, and they are having to export countries also. We are developing some of the schemes, but in initial stage only, yet to implement that one. Okay, then what is the significance of the mega food processing industry? One is employment generation, reducing migration, disguised unemployment also. You can write here challenges. Disguised unemployment. Here this disguised unemployment will come down by if you develop this food processing industry, and increases the consumers behavior choice, and different types of commodities will be available, and the wastage of food will be come down, because 30% of the food in India, 30% of the food in India is wasted. The reason, we are not having proper facilities. to store these food grains or whatever the things we are having, but some certain pockets of the country only having. If you go the Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, northeastern region, they are not having proper infrastructure. To overcome, Government of India developed, taken some of the initiative like Sampada scheme, cold chain facilities, and food processing ministry also they created. Significance, you can write other points also. It boosts trade and earns foreign exchange reserves. Trade will be increasing. At the international level, our commodities will be competing with the other countries. Example, if you take the basmati rice at the especially in the Gulf countries, European Union, our rice is dominating than the Pakistan. Even our basmati rice having GI tag, geographical indication, when this tag is having the particular commodity reputation increases. Okay, and what could be the happen? Our agricultural export policy 2018 takes place. Our agriculture policy 2020 to 60 billion, 2030 that 100 billion. Last year, our agriculture sector exported over the 40 billion. So here huge opportunity to boost our exports and to double the farmer income by 2022, but yet to achieve. That's why Government of India and state government, they have taken some steps to boost the food processing sector. This is the sunrise sector. Then what are the prospects for this food processing sector? What are the prospects? One is increasing the population, demand is more at the international level. So in future, this sector will be dominating. One of the major industry will be in the Indian context and the global level, this food processing sector. So when you are reading this topic, you have to read in this challenges, opportunities, significance, government initiatives, and SDG goals. SDG goal 1 is poverty, second is hunger, malnutrition. It also reduces malnutrition and increases the shelf life. Long storage facilities also available with this food processing sector. If you go, for example, if it is not a food processing industry developed, inflation will be increasing. When inflation increases, the consumer choice will be come down, because purchasing power parity is less during inflation time, generally high, but 10 rupees product now in 15 rupees, you are having just 11 rupees, you need 15 rupees, but again shortage of 4 rupees. So here what happened, inflation time, you are not having money, you will not be consuming that commodity. Finally, it leads to malnutrition and nutrients deficiency. Hidden hunger. What is hidden hunger? Mains question. Hidden hunger also lacking the micronutrients. You are not taking micronutrients from the fruits and vegetables and other things. That is called hidden hunger. Hunger. See here, hunger is you. By taking large quantity of food and filling the stomach is not hungry. You are not eradicating, not alleviating. When you are taking quality of food, that will reduce the hidden hunger. The hungry inside, the hungry will be wiped out by taking the micronutrients. So for that micronutrients, this food processing sector will be helping to reach out this hidden hunger reduction. So here in this question you have to write SDG goal also. SDG goal 1 poverty, second here hungry, malnutrition and enhancing the nutrition. Nutrition is very important. If you take the African continent, malnutrition is prevalent, hidden hunger too much. If you take some of the Indian states earlier, Bimaru, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and UP, these are Bimaru states. Now these states are gradually overcoming this problem. So they are encouraging more, because in India, if you take India, in India we are having tropical and subtropical climate, tropical and subtropical climate. ठीक है, ट्रॉपिकल एंड सबट्रॉपिकल, सबट्रॉपिकल, ठीक है. So what happened here? In tropical, up to this area is a tropical and this is the subtropical and temperate. In tropical, subtropical and temperate region, every region is having something special commodity. See, for example, if you go in the peninsular region, the temperature is high, rainfall also high. In subtropical region again different, temperature, apples are there, apple, and the temperate region fruits, vegetables, whatever present, the same fruits and vegetables you cannot cultivate here in the peninsular region, that's South India. The reason, climate. What comes under climate? Rainfall and temperature. In temperature region, temperature is low, rainfall is also low. In the tropical region, temperature is high, rainfall also high, because near to equator, that region gets more rainfall. That's why whenever this rainfall is high, generally people cultivate the water releasing crops or water guzzling crops, water intensive crops. Water guzzling, water releasing, water intensive is same. Here they are taking more water to produce product. For example, if you take rice, it takes over 2200 liters of water. Sometimes it comes 2700, like that also. Generally over 2000 liters of water it consumes. To produce meat, it takes over 20,000 liters of water per kg. So everywhere it is related with the water. We are water exporting, virtual water. How? For example, you are exporting the food grains, means you are exporting the water. Because when you are using this water, for example, lakes, rivers and ponds, what happened? You are using water for this agriculture sector. In summer time, you are facing the real problem. You are buying the water, but producing these food grains and exporting to other countries, and finally here creating food inflation and food shortage. But in reality, you are exporting the water. You are exporting. In return, you are saying, sir, we got the foreign exchange reserve that is essential for the country's foreign exchange reserves to pay debt and servicing needs, import and debt servicing needed. But in reality, what happened? You are losing quality of nutrients from your soil, the Indian region. When you are exporting more, the plant will be sucking more nutrients from the soil. Finally, it will be degrading the soil erosion. finally you are making the soil or environment pollution with the number of pesticides and fertilizers. What happened? Finally you are making unstable environment. So everyone has to accept the challenge and protect the environment, go with the sustainable development goals and organic food farming, natural food farming. If you encourage this sector also, food processing, especially organic and natural farming, this sector, the food processing sector is ready to observe the potential of this sector. I mean organic and natural farming. Again, it will add or enhance the growth of food processing sector. Okay? Then, so what is your way forward in this context? What is your way forward? Government should give incentives, income, fiscal, reducing custom duty, creating awareness among the people. In India, large number of the people are not having about the food processing sector, food processing industry. They are not having proper awareness. You should create awareness. And advertisement should be required, but here advertise cost also high. Awareness is low, advertisement is high, custom duties also high on your import raw material. To overcome, government should, and of course government already taken some steps, there is huge to go. Otherwise what happened? The sector will not be developing, that cannot be fruitful for the incoming, the doubling the farmer incomes as suggested by Government of India, Ashok Dalwai Committee. Even Shanta Kumari Committee also recommended. In exam you have to write committees, SDG goal, government steps and practical some example also. Okay? Then Government of India introduced one more scheme here. The scheme is TOP. What is TOP? Tomato, onion and potato. Because in 2018 and 2019 there is huge inflation, especially tomato, onion, potato. For that purpose, Government of India brought this TOP scheme, Operation Green. Operation Green is related with the TOP scheme. And that is also come under again Sampada. Over 6,000 crore budget allotted to the Sampada scheme by merging other schemes. Nowadays, Government of India more focusing on the mega food parks. You have to read mega food parks also. Mega food park also come under the food processing. Again, mega food park separate. So in mains you have to read mega food park, food processing sector also. Okay? Then Operation Green. Operation Green is having TOP scheme. What is TOP? Tomato, onion and potato. For that purpose, Government of India given some incentives to this scheme for the cold storage facilities, transport and other. Okay? So you have to read these things in manner, opportunities, drivers, significance, challenges, government initiative. Just 10 to 15 marks. Everything challenges 3-4 points, significance 4-5 points, government initiative 3 to 4 points. Bus. If 150 marks, 150 words, you should write 1.5 page bus. Then 250, then you have to write 2 pages. And don't exceed your word limit. If you exceed your word limit, again negative marks, again that will impact your performance. Okay? Then you can see same these slides, input, production, procurement, again it will make you something big topic. In reality, you need crux. You want to become generalist or specialist? Just generalist is enough for the UPSC. You want to start food processing sector or what? If you want, you can start, but exam point of view, 10 marks, 15 marks, read in short period and make the notes and again revise and update it with the current things. Okay? In second slide, traditional methods. Processing by application of heat, pasteurization, sterilization, evaporation, extraction. Then here high processing pressure. Then here traditional method, hot air, drying and baking. Here microwave. All artificial. Recent updated technology in the novel methods and traditional methods, whatever you have seen at the rural level, you can write in this method. That's it. You need not to by heart. Just observe the things and present here. Then food processing industry. Number of companies, value, FDA, you can write here. And small scale industry, unorganized sector, organized sector, you can write this one. So here which one? Small sector is prevalent more. Then unorganized sector, then organized sector. You make the chart whenever you are presenting the diagram with pictorial diagram, always help you 0.5 marks extra. You will get 20 questions, you are presenting at least 1 or 2 diagrams small, you will be scoring 10 marks extra. Try to incorporate this one. So we discussed this one. Then primary, secondary, tertiary also grading, packaging, grading, storing and adding value. As see, this is too much information, just I am giving to you know the things, that's it. But when you are making the notes, you can't write all these points because very difficult to buy at, difficult to understand also. Make the, for example, packaging, grading, storing and value added. These 4-point sequence you read and remember, then that's enough. Then what comes under the food processing industry? Whatever you know the things you keep here, that will come in here. Fruits, vegetable, edible, milk, meat, marine, sugar, consumer goods, cereal processing. Just you make the chart in exam, you make this diagram like this, so that it is seems to be very good, right? Presentation will be effective. When a evaluator examine your paper, right? What happened? Obviously, he will be attracted by this chart. He will be giving extra marks. Then demand drivers also. What are the demand drivers? Why this sector is booming now? Because spending on health. If you take the quality health, then if hidden hunger will be come down by the taking the micronutrients. Here fruits and vegetables, quality fruits you have to take. Again that positive impact on the health. Then number of nuclear families and working women also. Earlier men were working more, now women also working. Their purchasing power is parity is high. Obviously their spending capacity increased. It is also leads to demand driver. Then functional foods, fresh and processed food, changing lifestyle, changing demography. If you take in India, 60 to 65% of the population under 35 age. Average age here 27 years. So India is demographic dividend is high in Indian countries. If you give this sector, food processing sector uses this demographic dividend, then this sector will be booming and it will add extra employment opportunities. It generates. Then changing lifestyle also. Burger, pizza, juice, soft drinks, cool drinks, everything comes under these generated demand drivers. Then advantage. What are the advantage of FPI? Already we discussed. largest food producer. India is the largest, one of the largest producer in the world. But some of the goods we are largest producer. For example, if you take tomato, banana, mango and all, we are the largest producer. Strategic geographical location, you can present the India strategic geographical location, because every region is having separate kind of different kind of food, I mean cereals, fruits and vegetables, other things. So you can use this strategic location. 50% of household expenditure on food items. In India, we can spend more on the food items. That also driver plus advantage also. It also lead to driver. You can add this point in the driver, the demand driver and advantage also. New opportunities in food and beverage sector, rising per capita income, already we discussed. Diverse agroclimatic condition, that's why I said tropical, okay, tropical, this area, subtropical, then temperate region. So it is agroclimatic region also different. That's why this India is suitable for the different climatic condition. You can grow whatever you want. Even saffron also available in the Jammu Kashmir. The same saffron you cannot cultivate in the Telangana or Andhra Pradesh. The reason, temperature is high rainfall, but saffron is required cold climatic condition. Okay, cold climatic condition is required, but that is not present in the peninsular region, that is tropical region. Then huge scientific and research talent pool India is having, but we are not using that potential. Well developed infrastructure and distribution network and urbanization changing lifestyle, you can add this one. And women, especially in the food processing sector, the women are more enrolled. Women are more enrolled in the food processing sector. And food processing key opportunities. One is mega food parks, contract farming. Recently government of India brought this bill, but again roll back because due to farmers protest. Investment in infrastructure and through PPP means here public private partnership. Processable variable varieties of crops, logistics facilities also. For example, if you want to export the goods from Delhi to Bengal, the transport cost is high. Transport cost is high. So when increases transport cost, it impacts on the final commodity. At the end of the day, consumer will not be buying. When consumer will not be buying, who is impacted more here? Farmer, those who are producing. Then food safety management. For food safety management, we are having FSSI, Food Safety Standards Authority of India, and BIS, okay, ISO. So some of these organizations also helping food processing sector growth by regulating, okay, misinformation. Sometimes people, you will be they are giving wrong advertisement, misinformation. So that time that will be controlled by FSSI and all. APEDA, this APEDA agriculture product purpose. MPEDA is marine products. This one agriculture, this one marine purpose. Whatever India is exporting to other countries, that come under the APEDA. Whatever India is exporting to other countries, that is comes under MPEDA. Okay, you can write some of the initiative. Then food safety management system and packaging and all. Government initiative, whatever we have discussed this one. Then fiscal incentive, income tax, central excise duty, customs duty. These already we discussed. Now major challenges. We have explained major challenges also. Okay. So these are the some of the things. Other things will be discussed mega food parks in other class. So meantime, just you read and revise, make the notes so that we will be effectively discussing. Thank you.